Okay, so it's been around 6 or 7 months since I bled this thing with some milk, and in case you forgot, this is what I did to it. Alright, part 3 has finally come. It's time for chocolate milk, and bleed these brakes with it. So let's pop that off and fill this syringe with some nice protein milk to make these brakes nice and strong. So we just got to squeeze it in there, and as you can see, it's coming out, and it's looking immaculate. And you already know it's Flavor Town in this thing. And these brakes feel actually pretty good. So we're going to ride it and see how it does in the future. And well, that future is now, and they suck. The caliper doesn't even move any when I press the brakes. I mean, there's zero movement up there. And then these are the brakes I blow with water, and they're still rocking and rolling. They feel pretty good. And against water, I don't expect anything from it. It's not going to damage anything. It's just going to boil up a little faster. But regardless, works beautifully. So it's time to diagnose these brakes, see what's going on. And I obviously have the proper tooling, of course, so let's back this bolt out and see what's going on in that lever. And as we're looking into it, it's kind of bone dry, as to be expected. There's nothing going on, and I don't know where all that milk went, but I guess we'll find out. And we're actually going to bleed it with proper mineral oil this time, instead of all these other useful and valid fluids. This will work just fine. So we're just going to fill this syringe up and then bleed it from the lever down, since I imagine most of the crud is probably at the caliper. We're going to get that caliper bolt out as well, and it's also dry. It's bone dry, and you'd think fluid would be coming out of there with the top screw out of the lever as well, but nothing. So whatever's in there is definitely solidified or just leaked out somehow. So I'm pushing real hard and nothing's coming out. So I'm giving a little bit of lever action too, and it gets a little chunky right about here, and I could feel something happen. So we're looking at this caliper, and sure enough, it is taking a fat, chunky load out of there, and that is honestly disgusting. I don't even know how that didn't get stuck in there. And this honestly looks terrible. I'm surprised this much was even in this caliper, because it was filthy. And it's squirting out like crazy, and as you can see right here, is when I hit another roadblock of chunk, and it just explodes all over my face. And it doesn't look as bad, but I kid you not, it's like literally in my mouth. It's that just busted all over my face. It smells so bad. Alright, but at least we got it nice and bled. I've put a few more syringes for fluid, and it's looking okay. So we're going to put these caps back on, torque it to spec, of course, with our proper equipment. Definitely want to use a drill for this stuff. By hand is too questionable. And take it out. It's got a little leakage, but we're taking it out from the top, so that leakage doesn't matter. Screw it back in, torque spec, of course. Give the brakes a few good squeezes, and they feel even better than the ones bled with water at this point, so they might actually hold up pretty well. And I know I didn't bleed them the proper way. I didn't take the wheel out or anything like that, but you don't really need to do any of that anyways. See this excess fluid all over the brake caliper and rims and rotors? It doesn't matter. We can just clean that right off. And plus, half of this was like crusty milk, so who knows if that actually ruins brakes or not. If anything, I'm helping the system out, getting a good bath. And we're examining this little crustacean, and it's kind of like gritty opposed to like cheesy or whatever you might think it is, but either way, disgusting. So with a little bit of carb cleaner, we're going to clean off all this excess residue and get it off those rotors, of course. And obviously this will get all that mineral oil and stuff off the rotors. Probably. We'll see. Anyways, wipe it down, and it's looking pretty much brand new, as if these things were never filled with milk in the first place. And honestly, I trust these with my life. I'd probably go down like a big mountain or something and then trust the brakes to stop. That's how confident I am in them.